All right, so let's go over how I want to see your homework done. So this is just an introduction to multiplying multi-digit numbers by one-digit numbers. There are two strategies we're going to use. We're going to use the break apart method and we're going to use the area model of multiplication. So please don't do it the old school way like your parents are probably trying to teach y'all. Parents, leave my babies alone. They can't do it the old school way. So sit down with them and make sure that you understand how to go through this process because yes, it's different, but you can get it because it is the foundations of numbers. So let's look at the break apart method. The break apart method simply says to break your largest number, as in this case, your largest number into expanded form, and then after you break it to its expanded form, you're going to multiply it by the bottom number. This makes friendly numbers. This makes it easy for scholars to multiply. So 78 is 70 plus 8, and you multiply each of these times 3. Okay, so that 0 is what helps your scholar to do it easily. The 0 comes down. So I always say, bring it on down, baby, bring it on down. When you see that 0, bring it down. No matter how many zeros are there, bring it down. And you simply multiply the 3 times the 7, which is 21, plus 8 times 3, which is 24. So 210 plus 24. We can do this horizontally by simply knowing our place value, adding the ones place, the tens place, and then the hundreds place. 0 plus 4 is 4. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then bring the 2. So 78 times 3 is 234. That's the break apart method. I'm going to use the same numbers to do the area model. The area model starts with the basic design of like a rectangle, finding the area and perimeter of a rectangle. So if you remember that, then you can pretty much remember this. So what we do is we look at the 78 just like we did the break apart method. We're going to break 78 apart into expanded form. And so 70 is greater than 8. So we do 70 plus, and then 8 has a smaller part because it's a smaller piece. Okay, so now the 3 goes on the side and we multiply 70 times 3 and then 8 times 3. It's the exact same thing that you did up top, but it's in a box method, and for some it seems easier. So you just need to figure out with your scholar which one they like to work with. I like them to practice both, but in the end, I want them to choose one of these strategies to use. Okay, so again, you see that 0, bring it on down, baby, bring it on down. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. 210 plus 24 equals, just like up top, you can add it horizontally, ones place, tens place, hundreds place. It's 234. Okay. All right, so on homework, like I said, you can use either one, the break apart method or the area model. If you need more examples, there are several examples on YouTube, but sometimes they do it a little differently, which might confuse the scholars. So just be careful when you are presenting those types of questions. So with your homework, you have a page with 2-digit by 1-digit. Then you have 2 pages with 3-digit by 1-digit. And then the final page is 4-digit by 1-digit. But on the back of your page, you have a place for you to do your work. So we're going to do this one. We did 43 times 8, and you can see it here. 43 times 8. We used the area model, so we just used that box, and we split it. 40 plus 3 times the 8. 320 plus 24, and we just added it on the bottom. So you really have to be neat using these squares, because I have to know which question is which question. So keep it in your square, and you have to show your work. You just can't give me your homework and you haven't shown your work. Okay. So we're going to do some of these in class on Monday, so make sure you bring your homework paper. All right, so number 2, or the second one, 47 times 3. So we're going to go to the back, and we're going to write 47. Oh, 40 plus 7, rather, times 3. And you're going to have to put your area model smaller inside so you can work with it. There's a 0. 40, bring it on down, baby, bring it on down. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 7 is 21. So 120 plus 21 equals 141. So here you need to put 141. If I see this answer, I'm going to automatically flip to this page to see how did you get your answer. So I keep asking, how do you know? How did you get your answer? I don't want to just see an answer. I want to see how did you do it. Okay, let's do the next one. 16 times 8. 16 is 10 plus 6. Create your box there. Let me make sure I had the correct number. 16, yep. 16 times 8. You can put your 8 here. Split your box. That's a 0. Bring it on down, baby. Bring it on down. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 6 is 48. 48 plus 80 is 128. So here, we're going to put 128. The next problem is 71 times 7. Show your work. 70 plus 1 times 7. 70, bring down your 0. 7 times 7 is 49. And 7 times 1 is 7. It's 490 plus 7 is 497. And then finally, 19 times 8 in the last box. And you can draw it inside that box as well. So it's up to you how you want to use it, but I've got to see how you're using it. 19 times 8. 19 is 10 plus 9 times 8. Split the box. 8 times 10 is 80. 8 times 9 is 72. So 80 plus 72. 1's place is 2. The 10's place is 15. So 152 is the answer. Okay. So if you choose to do it on paper, on another separate sheet of paper like here, and then have another piece, you have to staple that to the back, but I have to know which number is which. So you might need to number your work if you're going to do it on your own paper, because I don't want to be confused trying to figure out what's what. It's difficult. It's 60 kids, and then trying to figure out everybody's numbering system, I can't. So I ask you to please make sure if you're doing it on another piece of paper that you number it and circle that number so I know what's what. All right, the next page is 3 digit by 1 digit. It's the same thing. Same thing. So 559 times 7. So I'm going to put my area model on the inside. I know it's going to be 7. So it's 500 plus 50 plus 9. No, you do not have to put your plus signs, but you have to know that you're adding. That's why I always do it, especially when we first start, because sometimes we get confused. All right, so 7 times 500, there's 2 zeros. Bring them on down, baby, bring it on down. 7 times 5 is 35. Next box, 7 times 50, 1 0. Bring it on down, baby, bring it on down. 7 times 5 is 35. And then 7 times 9 is 63. Okay, now you need to add all of that together. So you can come up top, or you can go to another sheet of paper, however it is, but you must show how did you get there. Okay, so I see that that's a 3, 11, 9. So 3,913. Okay, so that is how you show that work for that one. And so we're gonna pop back to 4-digit by 1-digit, and we're gonna do the break apart method for this one. This one would be very easy. I'm sorry, realize that. Let me bring this up. All right, that's better. So 8,006 times 5, break apart. 8,006 times 5. So we have 8,000. And then there's just the 6. We don't have anything in the hundreds or the tens place. So we do that times 5 times 5. That's 30. That's 0. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Bring them on down, baby. Bring them on down. 8 times 5 is 40. So 40,000 plus 30 is 40,030. We're going to do one that's a little more difficult. 9,894. 9,894 times 8. So it's 9,834, and each times 8. Okay, I'm gonna do that in a different color to make sure you can see it. All right, 3 zeros, bring them on down, baby, bring them on down. 8 times 9 is 72. 2 zeros, bring them on down, baby, bring it on down. 8 times 8 is 64. 1 0, bring it on down, baby, bring it on down. 3 times 8 is 24. And 8 times 4 is 32. So that's a lot to add, but it's doable. All right, so 72,000 plus 6,400. Yeah, it might be time for y'all to go. Just make sure you have your things together. All right, 0, 0, 4, 8, and 7. 78,400. Okay, and then you're adding 240 plus 240. Might need more paper, like I said, which is fine. 0, 4, 6, 8, and 7. So 78,640 plus 32. So our answer is 78,672. Bye, y'all. All right, so you put it on the other side. 78,672. 78,600. Let's make sure. 72. Okay, and so that is how you do the break apart method. You gotta show your work. So get used to doing it, because I'm gonna keep asking for it, and I'm gonna keep pushing it. And at some point we'll have to start taking points for not showing your work. We have to, because I have to know that you understand the process. Okay, and you're just not going online and typing in your answer on calculator or looking it up somewhere. So we've got to get to a point where we understand the process. Okay, all right, have a great weekend. See y'all Monday. Bye.